Hi there, welcome to Big VTV. Great to have you with us. VYC Men with thanks to Moulton. And if there's one thing I learned over the weekend, Steve.
It's that...
No, there's two things I learned.
Okay, yes.
Robbie Roberts spends a bucket load of time on Facebook.
Yes, I learned that too.
And he hasn't got much love for Hawthorn. True or false?
No, I don't mind Hawthorn. I don't.
Did you do anything over the weekend? Did you have a game to go and coach?
I definitely did have a game, and then I had.
I think you left a quarter time.
I was so close to swearing. I did have a game to coach, and that might explain
Is
what
it true
happened.
you left at quarter time in that game? Or?
No, I think the spirit of the game left at quarter time. So
you weren't a Collingwood supporter and left.
Oh, God.
Although they're up and about at the moment. Look how they beat Essendon. If you didn't hear the news, well done.
Look out.
McKinnon 95 went down to Bulleen 107. Richard Orion 33 and 7. When he's having a great game, he's up and about. Evan Solikides had a great game as well, 29 and 9.
25 of those in the first half.
Really?
Yep.
Max Cody, Maximilian to me, Max to you. Cody had 35 points in that game.
22 of them in the third quarter.
He's having a great season, Max. Great season, Steve-O.
Yeah, he is. Offensively, he's
got to be college bound.
Very talented.
Is he college bound?
I believe so.
Has
but
to be.
I'm not 100%. But I was at that game, fortunately, but there were a couple of times defensively he lacked, so that's the part of his game that he's going to work on.
You're putting it on him? Well, obviously, you just did.
Sure, why not?
Blake Gallatley came back in, had 25. Great player to bring back in. Blake Gallatley can play. Bulleen, very impressive.
Yeah, again, I mean, another high-scoring match to start off the round, and
they've got some depth there, right?
There is. There's so many of them there, and again, McKinnon just falls short with only having those couple of guys doing all the work. But 38-24 was the first quarter. 38-24.
Shouldn't be giving up 38
in one quarter. And that was it. The rest of the game was a draw.
It's like giving up 50 to one player. That's the equivalent of what.
As if you would.
Yeah, it's pretty similar.
As if you do that.
This is going to be a long show.
Melbourne 84 defeated Kilsyth 70. Karabots 16 for Melbourne. Jamie Ahal, who's been pretty good lately. He's a kid to keep an eye on. Had 22 for Kilsyth. He is. Yeah. He's been very, very good. We'll move past that game because I think we've spoken about Kilsyth the last couple of weeks. Eltham.
Yes.
Jeffo.
He's back. Although unconvincingly, but he's back.
It doesn't, Steve.
A win's a win. That's right. That's right.
And I'm telling you now, he would have walked past that mirror after the game,
given a bit of a wink.
Just a wink.
Yeah.
Just said, "Hey, hang in there, big fella. We're up and going again." Eltham 57 defeated Keilor 53. Jeremy Costa 13 points in that game. It was a tight, scrappy struggle, but they got there.
Yeah, I'm not sure he would have necessarily given it the wink as such, considering they were 10 points up with a minute to go.
Have you ever seen the size of the mirror down there at Eltham?
No, I'd say it's probably enlarged to be able to fit the head. Yeah, Keilor came home really strong.
I'm glad he sees the funny side of what we say. Sandringham 96 defeated Waverley 74. Geez, Matty Crease is having a great season as well. 20 points in that game. He's really come on. Dan Kinkella also having a good season, 26 and 11. Good win, Sabres.
Yeah, Waverley just tied out in the end. High scoring shooting percentage again for Sandringham, and shooting at nearly 70% in the 2 range. 51 for the game, and Waverley just sort of died off in that last quarter.
Falcons are going to find some help for Kinkella.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Playing a lone hand there.
Agree with that.
All right.
Blackburn,
that's it for this week.
123 defeated Sherbrooke 52. It's a 71-point margin. Now, for 2 years, I've been saying, where the hell is Heathy? I
think we found him.
The only disappointing part about this game, in all seriousness, is Heathy fell 2 points short of beating Sherbrooke. He scored 50. He scored 50, Steve-O.
Yeah, he did. And it was on 23 shots too.
23 shots. Only played 30-odd minutes or something? Was it about 30 minutes?
About 31 minutes at 70%.
Oh, you'll know his stats back.
I know them all, mate. He shot it. Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was over almost 50% from outside. We'd put a hand up and he'd shoot over the top of it. I said in the post match that Justin every week says, where the hell is Heathy and this sort of thing. We knew exactly where he was, and he was giving it to my guys prison style. I told him so.
He seriously, if you were rolling up to play Blackburn for the first time ever, and you just saw Heathy just warming up with the crew.
Yeah,
Up
15 kilos dripping wet.
Just warming up with the crew. Could have played under 14 VJBL on Friday night. Right?
Yep.
Seriously, the kid is a gun.
He is ridiculous.
Gun.
Ridiculous.
Won the MVP last season as six-man.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's a gun.
Let's not forget
Tommy Williams had a great game. 17 points,
triple-double.
11 rebounds, 11 assists. Well done, Tommy.
On his birthday.
On his 19th birthday.
And also,
Happy
sorry, that
birthday,
was
Tommy.
Heathy's 50th game as well. So,
It was
big
too.
night for the boys.
He scored 50 in his
Scored
50th.
50 in his 50th.
Hate to see how he goes in his 100th.
But we had nothing for it. We've got too many guys. We're relying on too few guys at this stage, and I told my boys afterwards that was probably the most embarrassing game I've ever coached or been a part of. Not enough guys on our team wanting to do what we train for every week.
They're 6-0, Blackburn.
Yeah, no doubt.
6-0.
Yep.
Are they the best team you've seen in the last couple of years? Yes or no?
No.
Are they the best team you've seen this season?
They would be.
Not played this season that you've seen, because you would have seen a lot down at the tournament. Are they the best team you've seen this season?
No.
Who's better than them?
I think the likes of Dandenong and that are still going to
And
top
that.
them. Dandenong, look, to be honest, I think Ringwood could be better. I think Ringwood were playing better at the start of the season than Blackburn are or have been. And again, I don't think they've been necessarily challenged by the best of the best so far. I'd like to see them up against the Melbourne at full strength and that type of thing.
Okay.
And, we would have loved to have had another crack at them when our college guys are back. But, these things aren't all going to work out.
Well,
There you go. Keep a lid on it.
No,
Blackburn.
I like that.
Keep a lid on it.
Yeah, well, they clearly weren't challenged on the weekend.
They
Rob, but
definitely
anyway.
weren't.
Diamond Valley 58 went down to Nunawading 70. Matt Casson having a great season, 16 and 10 for Nunawading. Nice little win for them. They get home by 12. Anything to add to that?
People have got to stop shooting three-pointers when they're not going in.
Yes, good call.
This is something
Good
that
call.
frustrates me, and I've looked at it and I talk about it to my players, and that's the thing. 4 from 23 Diamond Valley were going into the final quarter.
You never want to stop anyone from shooting.
No, my boys
Hey,
get told that
change
you
it
shoot
up.
away. You never get in trouble for putting up shots.
like it. Change
but
it
at
up.
4 for 23, it's obviously not the way, considering most of your points are coming from inside, and then you lose that way. You drop below 30% shooting. Got to play something different, and you'll hear me talk about this more and more often because it's my pet hate. Yep.
Steve-O plays midweek. He usually gives himself a good crack of 25 to 30 from the arc.
Yep.
If they're not going in then, he'll maybe go another 4, 5, 10.
Just
Yeah,
to see
okay,
what
so
it is.
Just to see if he's making the right call.
Yeah.
And then he'll change it up in the second quarter.
You're still using the smaller arc as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Killside 64 went down to Knox 82. Abraham Neok had 25 and 16 for Knox. Great game for him. Jordan Adnam had 15 for Kilsyth. No love lost between those two teams, so Knox will be very happy to
That's
get
a
that
good
one at
win by
Kilsyth. Yep. Bulleen 85 defeated Ringwood 58. Joel Rhymes, good on you, Frankie. Frankie Rhymes had 23 points. Sean Nugent had 16. Mitch Adams had 17 off the bench for Ringwood. Ringwood's been very good. That just smacked of a team having a bad day out. Against a good team.
Correct.
Against a
This is
very
what I'm
good
saying,
team.
and I think I said it a couple of weeks ago. It is something that Ringwood are struggling against the better sides. Bulleen are 7-1. They're going really well. We say Blackburn are fantastic, and are they the best we've seen at 6-0 and this sort of thing? Bulleen are knocking off the guys who were there at the start of the season, and that is again Ringwood's issue, just being able to put up a big enough score against those better sides.
And all of a sudden, Ringwood, we've seen them play some very good basketball this season. They're 4-4.
Back to the pack.
4-4. They are back in the pack, no doubt. Keilor 68 went down to Dandenong 92. Jackie Saunders had 20 for Dandenong. Run-of-the-mill stuff there for the Rangers. Let's have a look at the two ladders.
In the Terrell Conference, Dandenong are on top with 6-1. Nunawading 5-2. Melbourne 5-3. Ringwood in fourth now with 4-4. Knox 3-3. McKinnon 3-5.
Good comp.
Eltham 1-4 and Sherbrooke 1-5. Over at the Watson Conference, Blackburn on top, the only undefeated team in the competition at 6-0. Bulleen 7-1. Sandringham 5-2. Diamond Valley 5-3. Kilsyth 3-7. Hawthorn 1-4. Waverley 1-6 and Keilor 1-7.
In 31 minutes, Heathy on the weekend would have got within 8 points of one team, two team, three team, four team, 5 teams. He would have got within 8 points individually. It's fair effort.
Yeah, no, we didn't pick up on that.
Round 6. We told you to go the old box and one. We did say that.
Yeah, 4 guys on Heathy.
4 guys
one
on Heathy and 1 on the other 4.
It wouldn't have mattered.
Did you not listen to us?
I reckon at one stage we almost did that. And he still kept shooting it. Tommy Williams then would just do something else. I mean, a triple-double just to basically stick it to us. It was...
You know, it's not a good day when the ref turns to you and says, hey, Robbie, do you want to put a 6th player on?
See, we were going... We thought, you know, we had Johnny Truman doing really well on Epperson. He went down with a bit of a knee injury. So
FOD?
That's something to keep a bit of an eye on. So he was off for most of it, but I also think that their coach probably just looked at it and went, don't worry about it, mate. We'll rest you up for a real team. So he didn't have to worry about coming back on. Their coach was really good, actually. I haven't met him, Ben
Walker.
Benny Walker.
And,
tell you what, he could play as well.
He was really good to have a chat to at the end and really respectful. And he's done really well with those guys. And he said it's the greatest game he's ever coached for them and that he's ever seen them play. It just happened to come, you know, when we also had another bad game. You know, Alistair AB for us, Ali Bear, he stood up again. But at the moment, as I said, we're relying on 2 guys, 3 guys basically, and it just doesn't work.
You know, you're not having a good day out when halfway through the second quarter you look up to the corporate stand or the corporate box and the opposition coach is up there having a cold one. You know you're not having a good day out. But anyway, round 6, Sherbrooke take on Diamond Valley, and I'm telling you now, don't even worry about your coach sitting there, sons. This is coming straight from me. If you don't fire up this week, if last week didn't give you a kick up the backside like no other, if you don't come out and do something this week, then you know what? You don't deserve to have this sort of guy sitting there directing traffic. They've got to lift for you, mate. They've got to lift for the coach this week.
I hope so. I appreciate what you're saying.
You did tell me to go hard.
No, I didn't. Boys, you know me. Look, I hope...
What did that say? Justin, please get stuck into...
Yeah. Look, they're
going to lift for you, surely, this
They
week.
would have to lift this week for us. You know, we were so close leading into this game. Their mentality's right up. We still talk. They're positive about where we're going. That, you know, our team, the club, is in a really good situation.
They're going to lift.
Position, and they're going to lift. And if we don't win...
You got other things to do? Mow the lawns, or?
I'll spend 3 days off Facebook.
Oh, jeez.
Just to shut you up a little bit.
I thought he was going to say, I'll chuck my job in. But you know what? He's gone one step further. Wow. You got to lift Sherbrooke, but Diamond Valley will win, yes?
Oh, well, if he's getting off Facebook for Hawthorn free kicks, I'm going Diamond Valley.
Eltham, Melbourne.
Oh, Melbourne have been pretty good as of late.
I think Melbourne get up.
I think Melbourne, yeah.
McKinnon take on Sandringham. Nice little game. McKinnon always tough at home, and Maximilian's in style. And I'll tell you now, Blake Gallatley coming back in is a big addition. I'm going McKinnon. Sandringham's done nothing wrong. I'm going McKinnon.
Yeah, I'll say McKinnon, I think, will win this game. Again, their big 3 will step up.
Certainly a massive addition in Gallatley, but Sandringham have had a pretty
been
good
very good.
Yeah.
5-2.
Nah, McKinnon at home.
Kilsyth take on Waverley.
Well, talk about 2 sides struggling.
Needing a win.
Kilsyth.
I'll go Kilsyth at home.
I think Kilsyth.
Just. Eltham take on Dandenong. Dandenong for me.
Rangers.
Knox, Blackburn. Don't be silly.
Blackburn.
Don't be silly.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm picking Heathy there.
Heathy gets that. Yeah. Melbourne take on McKinnon.
Melbourne.
I'll say McKinnon.
If in doubt, home team. That's why I'm going with them. I'm totally in doubt. Waverley, Bulleen, I'm with the Boomers.
Bulleen.
Frankie Rhymes and the crew. Sandy and Hawthorn.
A lot of games this week.
Yeah, there are a lot of games. Sandy and Hawthorn.
Sandy.
Hang on.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
State champ, man. Don't go. Don't just.
Every on Sunday. There's only one Saturday night game.
Got a lot of notes here. Hawthorn travel out to Whittlesea State champ, man. Who is it? I'm going to go Sandringham to beat Hawthorn.
And I will change my tip.
Sandringham. Nunawading and Keilor, I'm going the Spectres to win.
Nunawading too big.
The Casson boys playing very, very well.
Do you want to get one more last one in before we go?
No.
Sure.
Yes. You've survived it. Molten VYC men. Get out there and support your teams. Round 6 coming up. Look forward to having your company again next week on Heathy Kills Sherbrooke TV.